Alright guys, how y'all doing tonight? This is the Club of the Man 1993. We are live for a very, most likely brief, live recap review from this past Friday Night Dynamite. Friday Night AEW Dynamite took place this past Friday night on June 18th, 2021 at Daly's Place in Jacksonville, Florida. We only have one episode of Dynamite left to take place at Daly's Place before AEW hits the road again. I believe it's I'm sorry. I think two left because we have this Saturday night, the 26th, and then I think the 30th they're still going to be at Daly's Place, or is it the 7th for Road Rager? One of the two. But we're down to the final episodes of Dynamite before AEW hits the road again. And it was also just announced this past week, I believe, that on August 11th and 13th, AEW is going to be hosting Dynamite and Rampage live here in my hometown of Pittsburgh, PA. Unfortunately, though, I'm only going to be able to go to just the August 11th show for Dynamite. As of now, I'm most likely taking a little weekend trip that weekend, so I will only be able to go to Dynamite, but I'm excited. I definitely want to go to that, especially if it's definitely going to be brewing up around All Out by then. But this is going to be kind of a quick video. Again, I'm sorry I didn't do any reviews last night. It's just beginning of the week, very chaotic time at work right now. I'm exhausted, both physically and mentally. It's just been crazy lately with work. And I did watch the highlights a couple times for Dynamite. Even after watching a few times, I still didn't feel like I quite, understood everything that happened on the show for me to grade it. And I don't know if it's because, I just have a lot on my mind. I just have, so focused on work. I'm working a lot of overtime right now. So, I, you know what? I'm not prepared for to review this show, but train of thought here. Dang it! I'm going to just more so just talk about what happened on the show, and then I am gonna try to come up here after NXT because I want to see NXT again. Because last week there was some life. I mean, obviously still some ways to go, but I'm interested to have on NXT. I'll review Hell in a Cell after NXT, and then I will probably say Raw and NXT for tomorrow night. So let's just talk about this show really quick. Tyler gave it a C+. For what I've been seeing from Dynamite, it's been a couple of cool down shows. I don't know if it's because they're on Friday nights, not on Wednesday nights, but review Bill recently, and press the buttons there. Okay, I think we should be okay. But, wow, I've gone through 5 minutes of this review. I haven't talked about a single thing. But yeah, so let's just recap Dynamite, move on from it. Like I said, it's kind of a little bit of like a cool down time for Dynamite. Things are going to heat up again once we get back on the road. And again, I am looking forward to going to Dynamite when it comes here live on August 11th. And then I'll review Hell in a Cell tonight after NXT. So let's talk about the show and just move on. We opened up with the MMA Rules cage fight with Jake Hager and Wardlow. Again, I just watched the highlights. From what I saw, it was fine. I don't know, there was a few things that, because I don't watch much MMA or UFC, there was some things that I was just questioning, okay, are they allowed to, it felt like they were trying to mix wrestling and MMA style fighting into the same match. And I didn't, I just wasn't sure if it flowed well. The only few times I've watched UFC, which is anymore, has been the times whenever CM Punk fought in UFC. I basically wasn't quite, quite sure again how MMA rules went. So I felt like for me, when I watch the highlights, not someone who watches MMA much, I'm like, okay, are they trying to actually just stick to UFC here, or are they trying to mix, MMA and wrestling into it? But Jake Hager won as I expected. Afterwards, him and Wardlow go to shake hands. It was just a ruse, though, because Shawn Spears ran in and started to attack Jake Hager. Then Chris Jericho got involved inside the Octagon, which led to a brawl between members of the Inner Circle and the Pinnacle. MJF walked in his Salt of the Earth armbreaker on Jericho's injured elbow before he took out Dean Malenko. But then Sammy Guevara arrived and ran off the Pinnacle. Again, whatever it leads to that third match between the Pinnacle and Inner Circle, I still have no idea. Like I said, it just feels like it's a little bit backwards now, because, okay, you went from Blood and Guts, then to Stadium Stampede, which feels like a step down. What's going to be next, number 3? Well, let's see from there. Frankie Kazarian delivers a promo towards the Elite. He will be involved in a tag match in the main event of the show. We also have Taz acknowledging that there's issues going on within his group, while he put Hangman Adam Page on notice. And I think next week is going to be Hangman Adam Page taking on Powerhouse Hobbs. And then we have the handicap match, Darby Allin taking on Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page. Again, they obviously had challenged Scorpio Sky to find a different tag team partner besides Sting, which Darby basically says, let me handle him on my own. You can stay home this week, Sting. Sting did stay home. Darby, though, lost. Although for the highlights I saw, he put up a good fight. He had a couple creative spots to keep down Page and Sky from, double teaming him and whatnot, but it wasn't enough as he would fall to them. So whatever's next, who knows? We'll wait and see. Orange Cassidy also defeated Cesar Bononi by pinfall. We have a segment with Jungle Boy and Kenny Omega have their match next week. Kenny Omega still taking Jungle Boy like a joke and basically said, I'll allow you to give you a free punch or whatnot, and all those other jazz, just trash talking each other, and then they started brawling. But then the moment that Jungle Boy kind of turned the table and started, getting some offense in on Kenny backed off. So obviously Kenny thinks Jungle Boy legitimately is a joke, and he doesn't want to get embarrassed by him. So he says, "I'll see you next Saturday with that match," which I'm not going to be able to watch live. I do have plans next Saturday night with some friends, but I will definitely check that match out at some point or another. So we have that. We also have a segment with Matt Hardy telling Alex Marvez that Christian Cage needs to retire. Even lock Christian Cage inside of a cage. So I'm guessing this is building to a match for like one of the July specials. Again, either Road Rager, Night 1 or 2, or Fighter Fest, or Fight for the Fallen. So one of those nights, I think we'll see a match with Christian Cage and Big Money Matt Hardy. And then Brock Anderson team with Cody Rhodes, again the son of Arn Anderson. They defeated the Factories, QT Marshall and Aaron Solo, who again I believe is Bayley's fiance or husband, one of the two. Anderson got the win by pinning Solo in his debut. Again, I didn't see much of the match. Hope it was good for Brock Anderson. For Brock Anderson's in-ring debut. We have a segment also with Andrade El Idolo being interviewed, talking up his chances of him being the best, win the AEW TNT title or the AEW World title, and also he says that him and Vicky Guerrero both have a surprise to come. We'll see what it is. Again, they're definitely hyping up Andrade as being the best, a big time one. Give him that drive to be the best, that cocky arrogance. I like it. Like I said, we'll see what they do with Andrade in AEW. Penelope Ford had her first match in ages, and she defeated Julia Hart by submission. Afterwards, the Varsity Blondes came out, I think, or someone, I can't remember, or someone that came out and started taunting Penelope Ford. Miro came out, though, and stood by Penelope's side, which is weird because didn't he just beat down Kip Sabian? So I kind of hope they don't make like Kip Sabian a babyface against Miro, because it's so obvious that Miro would be so much more popular, so much more over than Kip Sabian. Like I said, Sabian was a good foil for Miro to get heated up in AEW, even though I feel like it didn't really work out that route with him and Kip Sabian. But they set him free, but I still feel like they should just keep him and Kip Sabian far away from each other because nothing's really going to benefit. And like I said, I highly doubt they're going to convince us to boo Miro and cheer Kip Sabian. I'm pretty sure it's not going to happen. And then the main event was Matt Jackson. Oh, also, first it was announced that we're going to be having Britt Baker and Nyla Rose on June 30th. I think for the women's title, fine. And then the main event, Matt Jackson and the Good Brothers defeated Penta El Zero Miedo, Eddie Kingston, and Frankie Kazarian by pinfall. And that's the show. Nothing else a lot. Like I said, just recapping it. I won't be able to watch it live on Saturday, but like I said, I should be more prepared to review Dynamite next week. Not that saying this week's show is bad, it's just that I still don't feel like, I'm prepared to review it. So, like I said, time to move on. We'll see what happens next week with that match with Jungle Boy and Kenny Omega, as I'm definitely interested in that. And yes, Raw was trash. We will talk about Raw in a separate video. But guys, that's going to do it. Again, I'll be up here later on tonight to review Hell in a Cell, and then I'll do Raw and NXT tomorrow. So guys, what are your thoughts on this week's show of AEW Dynamite? Again, I didn't give a grade. I just recapped it. Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. Be sure as always to slap a like on the video and subscribe for more content on my channel. Follow me on Twitter at TheManAirBoy93. And with that, guys, I'm checking out. I'll see you all later. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Peace out, everybody.